Hi, YouTube. Um, so, my twin has started documenting his side of this journey, and I thought maybe I should do that as well. I think it would be something, first of all, I think it'd be extremely therapeutic because in my life circumstances right now, I don't have too many people to talk to about much at all, really. But I definitely don't have anyone who understands this whole twin flame thing. So I thought this is a great way for me to kind of have an outlet, and it's also possibly, cross your fingers, conducive for others on the journey as well. So just to give everyone some backstory, and let me tell you this now, I'm a sensitive Sally, so I will probably cry several times through several posts that I make. If you're uncomfortable with emotion, then you might want to watch his videos instead of mine. So first of all, let me tell you a little bit about our history. I had gotten a divorce and moved from the tippy top point of the Pacific Northwest, Bellingham, Washington, and moved from Bellingham back to Vancouver, Washington, which is right on the Oregon-Washington border. I was working, living with my mother, and my existence was, it was a very dark time in my life because I had lost a relationship that had become something very ugly when it started out something very amazing in my life. But I would go to work, come home, sleep, get up, go to work, come home, sleep. There was some eating and showering and various other life responsibilities that took place in there, but life was dark because I had no group of friends. It was just very dark. And probably March of 2017, I began hanging out with my daughter. She was 12 at the time. My 12-year-old daughter's best friend's mom, who was in a similar circumstance as I was, as far as being single, having a child, and I have 2 children. And the difference was she had her own home, and that was very, very helpful, and kind of a vacation for me, really, because I could go to her house and get away from everything, and she was fun, and I had a lot of fun with her. It was Sorry. Obviously, it's illegal to drive and talk on your cell phone. I understand that. But if I'm watching the road and I'm like balls deep in stop and go traffic, I don't know. Anyway, so in April of 2017, I met my friend who I had. Let me give her a fake name here. Let's call this friend Molly. We'll call her Molly. Molly had a brother by choice. You know, I call him street brother. Whenever you don't have family that's really supportive of you, sometimes you adopt family that you've met here and there. So I met her brother, and we'll call him oh geez, what can we call him? Why don't we just call him Stony? So Stony is this larger-than-life character. He rides a Harley. He is loud and tattoo artist by trade. He's a cool guy. He's, you know, fun to be around. But they used to ride the Harleys all the time, and so I acquired this small group of friends. I had Molly and I had Stony, and we all used to hang out together. Shortly after meeting Stony, I was at Molly's house, and this person had stopped by to drop some tools off to Molly. And I was actually at Molly's house with someone I had seen a couple times. It was nothing serious, but he was hanging out with me there. And when this person stopped by, sorry, I got lost in a thought there. When this person stopped by, I was immediately drawn to him as far as my attention, but it was unlike any magnetized connection that I had ever experienced. And that sounds like I have them all the time. I've had maybe 3 in my life, but the previous 2 had been like it was a mild magnetic pull that I had towards them, and on top of that, it was also just a magnetic pull. That's all I felt, was just to go towards. With my twin, the magnetic pull was so strong that I believe it intimidated me, and it frightened me, and it was so strong that it actually pushed me the opposite direction. I saw him, and I knew innately, I was attracted to him. Something deep in the core of who I am wanted to be a part of the core of who he was. So we end up having a small conversation, the 4 of us, and you know, quite frankly, I thought he was an asshole a little bit. He kept staring at me, and it was like, I felt like maybe I should ask him if he had a problem with me, or I couldn't put my finger on it, but he definitely, there was something that was off about him. He hold on, please. Okay, so he for lack of a better description, he is not at all the type of man that I have traditionally been with. For one, not that there is anything wrong with dating outside of your ethnicity or anything like that. Typically, I've always dated Caucasian men. And probably, you idealize who you're going to be with physically. You see, if you think about, oh, this is who I would be with. I would never idealize that man to be an older Asian, short in stature, OG from Portland. I really wouldn't. But I can tell you now that he is above any man I've ever seen, the most attractive man in the world. And I couldn't imagine thinking anyone else was more attractive. So I met my twin, and the internet says a lot about, the first time you meet your twin. I think everybody has a different experience. Pause this.